So this is the name of the article is certainly not the end of the road for the US. So there has been several reports that now US will not be the dominant power anymore in the country or around the West Asia or in the world, just because of the Afghan exit. And TP Srinivasan is of the opinion that no, US, this is not the end of the road for US. So we can expect a question in which they can ask that what is the role of US in the West Asia or in the Indian Ocean region post Afghanistan exit. So is it the end of the road or not? So for that, this article is very good. And of course, TP Srinivasan is a former IFS officer, so his opinion can be quoted also. So let's see what he's saying. Initially, he has introduced as to how there has been a debate that the future of Afghanistan is yet to be determined, but the debate has abruptly shifted to the future of United States. Now we're not talking about the future of Afghanistan, but also the future of US. So and he said that some people are quoting that Pax Americana died in Kabul, and this also brings down the curtain on the West's long ascendancy. So most of the people are of the opinion that US is has withdrawn from the whole world politics only. There's another opinion which said that the US had done the right thing in the wrong way. So now after giving us a hint of what people are saying about United States, the author is talking about why this was a defining event, why there is a history and that is there to why US was there in Afghanistan, and this is explained in this part, defining event. So he starts with the bombing of 9/11, which was a game-changing global experience. Why? Because it transformed the geopolitics of the world. Why is that? Because earlier, how powerful a country is was determined by the size of the nuclear arsenal, and no doubt United States was the most powerful, but it became powerless before few terrorists who had nothing but knives and forks, and so in one clean sweep the theories of balance of power and mutually assured destruction and nuclear weapon superiority went up the smoke with the twin towers. So here are a few terrorists from a country which is not even a nuclear power, who has like completely shaken the world superpower. So this is how these terms are also important: balance of power, mutually assured destruction, and nuclear weapon superiority. So the US at that time had to take a step, and once they knew that they traced Osama bin Laden and the terrorists in Afghanistan, it was imperative that the US retaliate by overthrowing the Taliban regime, and that is why US came here. Another important point is that India was in favor of continuing American presence because we are at a threat of terrorist activities in this region, and Pakistan is definitely supporting that. So we needed a strong nation which is controlling the terrorist activities. So India at that time was strongly in favor of American presence, and the result of their presence was the prevalence of relative peace in the region, except that Pakistan flattened the Taliban. So Pakistan was always involved with Taliban and training of these terrorists. So apart from that, America was able to have peace in this area for quite some time, and US presence in Afghanistan had succeeded in containing the dangers of terrorism for 2 decades. So all of this is so that we realize that US presence was not all in vain as people are making it sound, and a lot of people have also criticized the presidentship of Joe Biden. So the author has also defended him by saying that he has taken the move to return to the Paris Agreement, resume the dialogues in Iran nuclear deal, reassure American traditional allies like the NATO, and he has also given a clear signal to China and Russia that no confrontation will be tolerated, but cooperation wherever possible will be pursued. So it is not that Biden has not taken the positive step forward. So he has defended America there also, and about the Afghan exit, he's talking about that. Mr. Biden pointed out one very important thing, where he says that this decision to withdraw from Afghanistan is not just about Afghanistan, it is about ending an era of major military operations to remake other nations. So US always had this intention of remaking failed nations and making them democracies. So Biden is saying that we are as a country moving away from an era where military operations are taken to remake other nations. So, this is a positive step forward when we are talking about reformed multilateralism. So, this is definitely a positive step forward, and and then there is a little bit more about why this exit uh, became disastrous, and why there is a lot of violence, and why that could not be curtailed at this point. So there are certain points which are not very important. Then finally is the conclusion. So the author is concluding that no setting sun. It's not true that the United States is out of the world politics and picture and does not have a powerful role to play. The author says that it is still the most powerful economic and military power around which the whole constellation of the world rotates. Also, it is saying that um, countries like India and countries, most of the countries which are democratic, the world has a stake in ensuring that democratic nations lead the world rather than an expansionist dictatorship which has no public opinion to restrain it. So, if we look at China, it's a country where public opinion does not really put a pressure on the government. The government is controlling the entire public opinion. So, in a country which where public opinion itself is not important, for that country to be a dominant power in the world is going to be very difficult. So the world itself has a stake in ensuring that a democratic nation like America, where public opinion is very strong and the government acts according to that, that would be better for the world peace. And this is still the world gets a wiser and more benign alternative. So till then, America is here to stay. Also, in this article, he has used a term called audience tables, and it's very good if you can use such terms while writing answers. So, audience table actually means a condition where there has been rampant corruption and there has been a lot of issues, and to clean it means that to be able to get rid of all the backlogs or the corrupt practices and to start to clean everything basically. So over here he's talking about how Biden was able to clean up the audience tables left behind by the Donald Trump. So this is a Greek mythology about Hercules as to how he had to clean the audience tables. So this is what it means. So it's a good term which can be used.